Early morning in Mosul, these SWAT team members get a final briefing before they set out to look for ISIL fighters. We accompany this specialist police unit as it heads into the countryside in Iraq's northern Nineveh province. ISIL was forced out of Mosul in 2017 by Iraqi troops with support from the US-led coalition, and the Iraqi government announced its territorial defeat shortly after. But thousands of fighters have retreated into rural areas where security forces are spread thin and where hills like these offer plenty of opportunities to hide.
We got information that there is a cave that is being used by ISIL members as a shelter to carry out attacks on nearby villages.
We are only hundreds of meters away from the target, but the vehicles struggle in this difficult terrain, and so Colonel Ryan's men are forced to advance on foot. But as they approach the cave, they are surprised to find the entrance blocked off, probably the result of a recent airstrike.
فتش بشكل دقيق سرمد. ماكو أي فتحة؟ حتى لو 30 سنتيم 40 سنتيم ممكن يستغلوه ويدخلون.
What the unit needs is surveillance and support from the air. Until recently, that was provided by the American-led coalition in Iraq. But since tensions between the US and Iran escalated earlier this year, those activities have largely come to a halt.
For 2 months, the operations with the coalition have stopped as far as our team is concerned. In the past, we had training, logistics, and air support, but since the beginning of 2020, that support has stopped, and we are waiting for orders and the Interior Ministry to resume cooperation.
That cooperation is now part of a broader dispute over the future of American military presence in Iraq. In response to an American strike near Baghdad airport that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani and a senior Iraqi officer, Iraq's prime minister and parliament have asked foreign troops to leave. Negotiations are ongoing, but for now, US officials say they only receive few requests for airstrikes and have reduced their movements outside of their bases.
Before, our mission here was, advise and assist and accompany. What we've seen during this operational pause is actually the accompany go away. But the Iraqis didn't stop. They kept moving, they kept rolling, and they deployed their forces to the field and continued to fight the momentum against ISIS. And that's the best thing that could have come out of all of this.
But some Iraqis fighting ISIL's resurgence see things differently. Coalition officials say there's been a lack of demand for their assistance because Iraqi security forces have picked up the slack, conducting missions like these on their own. But there's little doubt that the absence of steady coalition involvement is being felt on the ground. Several Iraqi officers told us that they need American support if they're to fight ISIL effectively. And both civilians and security officials say the fighters have taken advantage of US-Iran tensions to regroup, as we will see in the second part.